INEC has declared Labour Party's Bright Emeka Ngene winner of the Enugu South Urban State Constituency rerun, even though he is serving a 7-year sentence at the Enugu Correctional Center over a community dispute. INEC's announcements came after a fourth failed attempt to conduct the vote on Saturday, August 16, 2025, which broke down amidst protest and absence of result sheets.
Well, I'm surprised myself because it is an abnormal. In other places I call, like Anambra, election is going on as we speak. But in Enugu here, the commissioner is not present. All the polling agents are here. I am one. For all parties. You know, we are waiting for the commissioner. The REC is not here too, and no election is going on. I'm surprised that Enugu of all places, in an election like this, there's nothing happening. Okay. There are people to vote all over the place.
Okay, what is your call to INEC at this moment?
INEC should save, especially the people they sent. They should save democracy. We must hold this election. We must. This is the third time they are cancelling it, and we don't want it cancelled again. Somebody must be declared winner today. You know? So we are here and we will keep remaining here. INEC should buckle up. They should save our democracy. They should come out here to conduct the election. We are not joking here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Transafrica constituency of Enugu State.
Okay, the situation here is we don't know what is happening. What's your take on this and your call to the electoral umpire to come to the aid of people voting?
To me, I'm even surprised that up to this moment the election has not started. I'm calling on INEC to come and conduct this election, because today should be the third time they fix the election, and by so doing they will build the democracy. If they don't conduct this election today free and fair, they are killing the democracy, and people need to have their voice in state assembly than all these things we are doing. They should buckle up and do the needful. They are here to protect the every interest of the Nigerian masses. They don't need to be biased in whatever they are doing, but we are asking them to come now, because it's up to 9 o'clock, after 9 now, to 10, and we are still here. People are here waiting for them to come and conduct the election, and we believe that while conducting, they will do a free and fair election. Whoever that won, they should be declared the person a winner.
All right, so thank you very much.
The declaration has ignited a fresh legal and political fight. Labour Party and sections of the opposition hail it as a pushback against impunity, while the PDP disputes the process. Lawyers are also debating whether a convict can validly hold a seat under Sections 107 of the Constitution. Ngene was initially returned winner of the 18th of March 2023 Assembly poll. A tribunal nullified the result and ordered a rerun in 8 polling units. About 4,618 registered voters. Multiple attempts since February 2024 were disrupted. Amidst the prolonged rerun saga, Ngene was convicted on July 28, 2024 by an Enugu South Magistrates Court over a community-related case and jailed for 7 years, hence his current inmate status. As a matter of fact, he hasn't yet exhausted the legal battle. On Saturday, August 16, 2025, the by-election failed to hold after voters and party agents protested as result sheets and other sensitive materials were missing at the Wani Secondary School hub. Security concerns and delays forced officials to pack up. This was the fourth failed attempt. On Tuesday, August 20, 2025, INEC, via National Commissioner spokesperson Sam Olumalekun, announced Ngene Bright Emeka as winner of the rerun, saying returns had now been concluded after earlier disruptions by violence and thuggery. Certificates of return were slated from 21st to 22nd August 2025. APC figures in Enugu have publicly commended Minister Uche Naji, the Minister for Innovation, Science and Technology, for protecting democratic values during the by-election, reading the eventual declaration as a blow to weaken and impunity. In opposition spaces, the outcome is being touted as a referendum on Governor Peter Obi's style and a win for a cross-party solidarity that they argue prevented the reversal of Ngene's mandate. Minister Nnaji's visible presence at polling areas on the stall election day was widely reported and debated. A PDP candidate accused him of interference, which he and allies denied. The PDP side points to the logistics failure, especially missing result sheets, as evidence of a compromised process and has questioned the validity of any after-the-fact declaration. Nigeria's constitution sets disqualification rules for State House of Assembly members. Sections 107(1)(d) says a person is not qualified if within 10 years before the election they have been convicted and sentenced for an offense involving dishonesty or fraud unless pardoned. Public law commentaries are already arguing over how that applies to Ngene's conviction and the specific offenses involved. After 4 failed attempts and a chaotic Saturday, INEC's post-event declaration raises tough questions about procedures, security and transparency in tightly contested reruns. The outcome is being used by the opposition to pressure the Mba administration and to galvanize APC structures ahead of 2027, even though the beneficiary is Labour Party. If litigated, Sections 107 questions could clarify the law on convicted candidates who can run, be declared or be sworn in, especially where appeals or pardons are in play. Whichever way the court rules next, Enugu South Urban has already set a national talking point on whether political will can trump impunity and whether the law will, in the end, trump politics. Earlier, wife of Sam, Emeka Ngene, spoke to the media about her ordeal and what she feels about the whole situation. Watch this.
First of all, I want to thank the Honorable Minister of Science, of Innovation, Science and Technology in the person of Chief Uche Nnaji. I want to thank Senator Kelvin Chukwu, Honorable Chima Atu, Honorable Professor Paul Nnamchi, and our constituents for standing solidly behind us all this while. I want to thank them most especially on what happened on Saturday. They stood their ground and made sure that things were done right and properly. I want to thank them and pray that the Lord Almighty will bless them. Honestly, it has not been easy for me, particularly as the wife, taking care of the children alone, putting bills, and all of that. Honestly, it has not been easy for us as a family at large, but I thank God for being on our side. He has been so faithful to us. He has been sustaining us.
Yes.
Okay, some time ago, because before that time, before a committee was constituted, the Akuke people were having problem concerning sand revenue collection. So in order to handle the situation, a committee was constituted, and Bright Emeka Ngene was made the secretary of that committee. So the committee they were carrying out their duties, you know. They were meant to be collecting money. Money is, as in, they were meant to be collecting money, revenue money, into the central account, which will be used for the welfare of Akuke and Akuku-One community, because Akuke is made of Akuke and Akuku-One community. So everything was moving on smoothly until at a time when somebody went and got a court injunction stopping the committee members, because the person wanted them to see him as the leader of the community, and they stood their ground. The committee members stood their ground. Say, this is a committee that has been set up to look into the affairs of Akuke, so that there will be peace. But this very individual went to court and got an injunction stopping them from using the money that before that time has been coming, because when they collect the revenue, they will lodge it into the central account. So the person went to the court and brought an injunction stopping the committee from making use of the money. So business must go on. You can't just hold everybody captive. So at the end of the day, the committee members came together and said, what are we going to do at this point? Because we can't just leave our community like that. We have to, daily activity, we have to carry out our duties, and it requires money. So at the end of the day, they decided that Bright, based on trust, that Bright will be the person to hold this money for them, so that whenever they want to make use of it, with regards to, community expenses, this is the only person that we can give it. At the end of the day, he will account for it. So that was how they asked Bright to submit his account number. He submitted his chambers account, and money was coming into that account, and the committee members were using the money to run the activities of the community. So at the expiration of that committee's tenure, they made an account at the village square in Akuke, presented the account to the whole community, telling them that their tenure has come to an end. This is how all the money that came into Bright's account was spent by the community members. So after that, the Igwes and their cohorts, I will say, went and took the matter to court.
When did they take this matter to court?
Just will I say some few months after the expiration of the committee tenure. They went to, first of all, to police. Before you know it, they charged the matter to court. But at a particular point in time, the case stopped. Nobody talked about it again. But all of a sudden, immediately Bright won election, the matter resurrected again. We started going to court. In fact, the last magistrate before that sat on the matter looked at this issue and said, this is community issue. We people should go to multi-door and sort it out. There is nothing here. You are brothers, there is nothing here. It's just a kind of community issue. Go there and sort it out. So we were still planning to go to multi-door court. All of a sudden, we received a letter that the Attorney General of Enugu State has taken up the matter. My husband, they gave him and summoned him in court before Magistrate Idiom. Husband went there. They started the matter. In fact, the matter was coming almost in two days. Coming up in two days. So at the end of the day, even the town union, the two town union of Akuku and Okuku 1, they were in court telling the magistrate, these people did not do anything. When we came to power, they handed over the report to us. And mind you, this is the only committee that finished their tenure and left millions
in the account,
in the central account. When I mean, they were the only committee that
left some money,
millions of money in the account, and that money is still there till date. So immediately Owu took up the matter, and the town union president, the two town union president, appeared before him and said, leave these people. He continued.
Okay, the people that brought the case said the case should end.
The people that brought the case weren't the people that were in power that time, because as at that time they have their town union. At the inspiration of those town union that worked with you with them, they elected the new person. Yes, they elected two town union president, one representing Akuke, another president. Because when you take off office now, all
the matters, it's the office that takes matter to court, not the individual. Okay, I understand. We will explore the legality of the matter when we are talking with a barrister. But what we want to get is, how did we jump from, okay, the community this to the point of going to prison?
Ordinarily, this matter is a community matter. It's a community matter. I don't see why the Attorney General of Enugu State should involve himself in a community matter. The issue we are talking about is the Akuke issue. He's not from Akuke. So why did he come and hijack the case? Because the two town union said these people did not do anything. Stop the case.
Okay,
and they continue.
Let's understand. Okay, since the magistrate made the judgment. Has there been appeals?
Of course.
What is stalling the appeal?
First, the matter was called up before Justice Enugu. That was in August last year, when they were on vacation. The day we came, Justice Enugu told us that he's not the one that's supposed to handle this case, that the judge that's supposed to handle this case is on vacation. So that he's going to give him the fine when he resumes work in September. Then in September, we appeared before Justice Aja. And Justice Aja sat on this matter for 3 months. At the expiration of 3 months, he said that he's going to give his judgment on the 11th of March. That day we came. When we came, all of a sudden, because we were so expectant that he's going to do the needful, having been saying that there is nothing here, there is no serious issue here, there is a fact, he will grant that he will do this. So we were so hopeful. Only to our disappointment, when we came, he said he's rescuing himself from this matter.
Okay, so the judge recused himself from the matter.
Yes, and told us that he's going to take the file back to the CJ.
The Chief Justice of the state.
Of the state, that he's going to return for reassignment.
And has the case been reassigned till now?
Since 11th of March this year, up to date, nothing has been done. In fact, our son has written to CJ 2 times. He has not replied. Release this, assign this, reassign it. They brought it to you for you to reassign it. Why are you keeping the file? Up to date, the matter has not been reassigned to any court. The
Chief Justice of Enugu State has not reassigned this particular matter since the 11th of March 2025.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. This is all we need to understand about the case from your own point of view, because we cannot begin to ask you about legal jurisprudence because you are not a lawyer, obviously. What we just wanted to understand is the process the case has been. So when we get analysts and lawyers, we'll now be able to look at all other issues. But what I just want to know from you before we go is, from here, what is the way forward?
The way forward is for them to release my husband, because he's innocent of the allegations leveled against him. They don't have any case. They don't have any case. Let them release him. Let them release him.
Okay.
Yes, let them release him. They don't have any case against him.
Let them release him. That is from Mrs. Abigail Ngene, the wife of Mr. Bright Ngene, who won the election in Enugu South Urban State Constituency.